Hi, everybody, and welcome to Greek This Week. And our Greek word for this week is pneuma, or pneuma. In Koine Greek, probably pneuma. And our word this week occurs in John chapter 3. Jesus says, "The wind blows where it chooses, and you hear the sound of it, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes." And, of course, the word pneuma here is wind. So what are a couple of meanings of this word in ancient Greek? Well, the first meaning is one we find in Greek tragedy, especially the works of Aeschylus, and that just simply means a blast or a wind, kind of a blast of air. We also find another meaning in Greek tragedy in Aeschylus and also in Euripides, which is breath. The breath. Makes sense. Breath is kind of like a small wind or blast of air coming out of our bodies. And then another meaning is more to do with the breath of life. In other words, breath as it is sort of the foundation of life, what sustains our lives, our bodies, is our breath. The word then also can mean and comes to mean something more like divine inspiration, right? Inspiration meaning from the Latin word inspiratus, something breathed into something. So this is another meaning. And then related to that meaning is the spirit specifically of God. And this is the meaning that we see in the scriptures, the Jewish and Christian, Abrahamic scriptures being associated with the Spirit of God, God's Holy Spirit, the breath of God. And even we also see this word mean something like an angel or a spiritual being. In the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 1, we see this word used to describe something more like angels. And the word also is used in the same way in much later philosophy, not so much later, Neoplatonic philosophy, a couple centuries later after the New Testament. So there's a wide, interesting range of meanings of this word pneuma or pneuma here. And just I'll offer a couple reflections on why this word might be significant. First of all, is just to recognize its kind of ambiguity and in terms of its real breadth of meaning. In this particular verse, is Jesus talking specifically about the wind? Is he talking more about the breath or even the breath of God? And specifically, we want to think about Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, where this word is used very specifically to describe a wind over the water and also the breath of God. So this association between wind and God's breath is very interesting. And then just to think about in our own bodies, do we know where human breath actually comes from and where it goes? Interesting to think about that question in relation to Jesus's observations here about the wind. Is the human breath similar? And what do we learn and what can we learn about our faith when we think about the wind and the Holy Spirit, Spirit of God, and our own breath? How do all these things relate to each other and speak to each other? So that is our Greek this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.